When people are released from jail, they have the responsibility to appear in court. But some of these people choose to go on the run.
They go back home to mommy.
And that is when these guys come into the picture. So sit back and listen to the Off the Hook podcast with Chad and Rob.
Very fine people on both sides.
These are real stories, but the names have been changed.
What's going on, guys? I'm Rob.
I'm Chad. What's up?
Oh, yeah. Chad, guess what? I like that shirt you got on there, buddy.
Yeah, yours is kind of nice, too.
I know, right? You can get yours, too.
It was not thought out. It just happened.
No, I didn't get the memo this morning.
No memos were sent
No
out.
memos?
But that's kind of coincidental that we both
Yeah.
are sporting a sweet Off the Hook salty Southern Gear shirt.
Tell everybody how you can get them.
You can go to www.offthehookgear.shop.
Yeah.
That's a .shop. Anyhow,
And you got all kinds of different styles. And
yeah, go to catalog on the site and you'll see all the hats, the shirts, and
I'm ready for the new
sweatshirt.
one.
Yeah, I'm trying to, but my guy that does my artwork and stuff, his daughter, she's out of the country. She's in France.
Yep.
So shout out to Wahoo Printing, by the way.
Wahoo!
You guys have been good
Yeah.
to us.
Awesome.
And do some good products.
Hey, man, did you do some fishing?
Sam just needs to come home. No, I'm just kidding. Sam and her dad, Sam. Two Sams. Samantha.
You did some fishing over the weekend? Past week?
Yep. Got on my jet ski, went out and went out into the creeks.
Did you get anything?
A couple flounder.
Yeah,
you know that we don't
Too
have
bad
we don't have any flounder, but I keep catching them.
right. I hope they
That
change
is fun, man. It's just nice to get out there.
You know what? Speaking of some of this, did you see where they're like canceling shrimping for North Carolina?
Yeah, man, that's a big deal right now.
For a commercial too. It's not just us little peons.
Yeah, that's gonna cause some craziness.
Yeah, I think I read something where there was like some Brunswick County shrimpers that actually are up in Raleigh right now.
Yeah, there's a bunch of people that are up there. Okay.
Well,
Sorry. I got like 3 calls. I'll leave that out.
Damn.
Kind of crazy. Anyway.
But hopefully that doesn't happen because I like eating shrimp.
Yeah, me too, man.
Right?
Especially now. I mean, nothing better than a low country bowl.
Oh, man. All right, so me and Chad have differences on this. The low country bowl.
No, you do not put eggs in it. Stop.
I love boiled eggs.
That's
in mine.
gross. That nobody else
What?
does. Nobody else does that.
A lot of people do that.
Who? Where?
Like Louisiana.
Not North Carolina.
Dude, I do it. I love it.
Okay, well, go to Louisiana and you'll get your fill of some boiled eggs, and that's gross, man.
I love it.
Ugh.
I love it.
Each their own, man. Whatever.
Some kielbasa sausage.
Yeah, that's normal.
Yeah, man. I think we're gonna have to do ones here soon. All right, on to some big news. Something I saw, and me and Chad are both quite excited about.
So Trump, did you see Trump dropping the F-bomb?
Oh yeah.
He's from New York, people. Lighten up, man. That's how they talk.
Well, I mean, look at him. All right,
they just do.
So they've been after this man for years. I mean, don't you think he might get a little frustrated? I would say the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, people. Quit throwing bombs at each other.
At least you know where he stands, man.
Yeah. I mean, he's not a fake politician like we've had a lot of.
No. So,
but
what was your other thing that you were going to?
Yes, the FBI.
Dan Bongino.
We are excited to see this, and if you can't get on board with this, then you just need to move. The FBI has rounded up 205 child sex abuse offenders and rescued 115 children. Now, if you can't get on board with that, you need to go somewhere else.
Yeah, that's huge.
And it's not going to stop neither. They're going to keep on. I hope they round up every one of them, because if you hurt a child, man, you ought to deserve to be hung.
Yeah, that's absolutely.
So I'm glad that they're finally doing something about it. instead of talking about it and actually doing something about it. So, Cash Patel, Dan, you guys are doing an awesome job. Keep it up.
Another thing I saw in the news that I thought was interesting, with people in our line of work, it was a story about a young female that got picked up. I put it on my Facebook. And the officer evidently did not search her well enough.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
And she was able to wiggle around and in her handcuffs and get a hold of a gun that she had hidden on her and shoot at the officer.
Well, as guys, when we go get a female, we can't search a female.
Right. That's the thing is, he probably was like just doing a very light outer, pat down, and she had it hidden somewhere else, and could have killed him. I don't think it killed him. I think it grazed his face, where she shot toward his head.
Well, they didn't shoot her, did she? Did they?
I don't think so.
That's
yeah. I don't think they didn't shoot her, but yeah, that's grounds for an ass whipping.
Yeah, that is grounds for an ass whipping. So sorry for the podcast being out late. We're supposed to have Chris in. I don't know what happened to him, so we're just gonna go ahead and do it. Hopefully,
we just tell another one, and we'll pick up with him on a separate one.
But we got one today.
Yeah, we got one for you.
And it's out of the Rock Hill area where Chris is out of.
He's kind of from. Yes, that's what made us think about this one.
So we name it. What were we naming this girl?
Tiffany the heroine. Or what was it? Meth Head.
She's
Tiffany
a
the Meth Head.
That's
right.
All right. And I got something special for you for today.
Okay, go ahead. Let's go.
Ready?
Let's go.
Are you ready?
Let's go.
Let's go.
Oh. I do love some key lime pie.
Oh, I do too.
God, I love some key lime pie. In the summertime, special.
Okay, that's it. That's all you get, people. Check it out. That's Kenny Chesney's Key Lime Pie. It's a good song, and Chad and I are both in love with key lime pie, especially the one. What's that? What's the place that's got the best key lime pie? Tidewater.
Tidewater.
Oh yeah. Amazing key lime pie.
It is.
Right.
Anyway,
so I'm getting hungry now.
So let's talk about this.
Let's talk about Tiffany.
Yep. Tiffany.
I don't think it was a big bond either.
It wasn't huge. I mean, I want to say
5,000.
Yeah, around 5.
$5,000 bond.
Out of our area, and she took off to Rock Hill, South Carolina, which was probably, how long is that? Like
4 hours.
4-hour drive.
Yeah.
So we started doing our thing, looking, finding relatives. I think that's how we ended up where we went.
I think it was a co-signer that she had here. It was an old boyfriend or something.
Okay.
And
so we ended up getting enough information to where we decided, hey, let's take a trip. Right? Go to Rock Hill, South Carolina. I remember we went there. It was cold. It was kind of a miserable day.
Right.
Rode all day, got there. It was a little crappy house, stuff everywhere on the outside.
Yeah, we watched it for a while.
Yeah, we sat out and watched in the cold for a while.
Didn't see nothing. There was nobody home, so we had to make a decision to go knock.
Right. And
so what happened? So what happened when we were there knocking for 15, 20 minutes?
I think you might have gone to the front door. I went around the back. And
we saw some. I think you saw some movement out back there.
Yeah, we heard or saw some movement, and we're like, somebody's in this house, but they're just not coming to the door.
Right.
So we just kept on knocking, and eventually, this dude comes to the door, all acting like he's angry.
Yeah.
And we're like, "Where's Tiffany?"
Yeah.
Tiffany, I hadn't seen her in, a while.
Yeah. And she was. I think he was telling us she was living with a friend of.
Yes, that's right. She was staying somewhere else.
She was staying somewhere else.
And we're like, well, who are you? And like, well, I'm her boyfriend. Well, she's staying somewhere else, and you're living here.
Right.
Yeah. We already knew who owned the house.
Yeah.
He wasn't the owner.
The funniest thing was when we were standing there, and we were asking about searching the house.
Yeah, he wouldn't let us come in.
He wouldn't let us search the house.
He's like, no, you can't come in. I know you can't come in if I don't give you permission and all this stuff. Okay, cool. All right. So we'll stay out here. And we stood out there. We were there for, I don't know, maybe 30 minutes, something like that.
Yep. Something like that.
The car drove up. And this older gentleman and his wife get out.
His parents, the guy's parents.
It was it his parents?
It was his parents, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So they get up there and they're asking, hey, what's going on? You know, we're out there wearing vests and badges and everything. And, you know, what's going on here?
And we were like, so we're looking for Tiffany. Do you know? Yeah, she's in the house. I was like, yeah, you're done.
He just blew up that guy's spot, man.
And he goes, no, she's not. She's with somebody.
She's staying over at so-and-so's house.
And he was like, no, she's not. She's staying here. Yeah. I said, can we check the house? And he was like, yeah,
sure, go on in.
Go right in.
Just looked at that dude like, man.
Busted his bubble, man.
Yeah, we did.
That was awesome.
So we get in there, start looking. You know, I think Rob goes in one area and I go in another.
Yeah,
it's a mess.
It's a mess. So we kind of eliminate like the big areas, like living room, kitchen, the bathroom, and shit like that. And then we go in and start looking at bedrooms.
Yeah.
And that bedroom had like this huge closet that was really messy.
Back up. Now, remember we were looking, and that guy, the guy that wouldn't let us in, her boyfriend.
Yeah, yeah.
So remember he went and got something like some cereal or something, and like he was like eating and like trying, I guess it was like calming his nerves.
Yeah.
You know, something that he could do to where, you know, like, because he knew that we were going to find her.
Yeah.
So he has his bone. He's walking around, and whenever it's kind of like playing hot and cold, you're getting warm, you're getting cold, you're getting cold. So when he would go stand on one side, and then when we would like start getting warm, he would block us.
Yeah. And I was like, move, bro.
I was like, get out of the way, dude. And oh, my bad. You know, kind of like that.
Yeah,
then he would go closer to where we're going to end up.
And I remember looking at you going, man, there's something off about this room here.
Yeah. He's like really starting to sweat by now.
And it's junky because it's their room.
Yeah.
And so, I make
meth heads don't really keep a clean room.
No, I think he's got like one tooth in his head. You know, he was gumming that cereal hard.
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
so I make it past him and go to this closet. I'm looking on his closet. It's messy as hell. There's no way she's in this closet.
Yeah, I'm watching you there at the closet in the doorway, and dude goes over and stands. I remember around the bed, and kind of odd. I'm like, why don't you just get out of the room and let us look, man?
Yeah, I remember looking at a chest. There was a chest there
because it's a small room.
Yeah, he's like, oh, she's not there. I was like, dude, just go away. You know, I remember us telling him to go away a number of times.
Let us do our job, and we'll leave.
And so we're kind of not tearing the place up, but we're like moving stuff and
because people. I mean, we found people
cabinets.
I remember one. They had taken the box springs and the mattress, and dude, like had hollowed out the box springs.
Oh yeah, I did. Yep.
So I mean, he's doing this. Just think about it. He's doing this because he knows that somebody's going to come looking for him. And he had hollowed out the center of the box springs, so he lifts the mattress, jumps in there, and you close it down, and you can look under the bed, you can look on top. You will not see any sign of this.
Right.
But I mean, people will hide in some really crazy spots.
So I'm looking in like there's a big hutch in there. We look in some cabinets, and there was like he's like, "Oh, she can't fit in there. She can't." I'm like, and the whole time he's like telling us this stuff, like, "Oh, she's not there. She's not there." I'm like, okay. So I look at Chad.
She's not there, but she's somewhere here.
Oh yeah, she's somewhere. We're gonna find it. We're gonna find it. It's like It's like a kid in the candy store looking for that one piece of candy you can barely find. And so I look at Chad, and Chad goes, "Go check underneath that bed." I said,
"Take a look."
I said, "Let me take a look."
That's a good place to go when you need a spot in a hurry.
I'm watching this dude. He's getting nervous.
Oh, he's sweating by now. I mean, he's physically sweating, and it's cold outside.
So I'm looking at him. He's nervous. I get down. And I start looking under there, and there's a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
I remember moving some stuff and taking my taser had a flashlight. It's got a flashlight on it.
Yeah, and you got the little red dot.
Little red dot. So I take it and I point it, and all I see is an ass and 2 feet.
Yeah.
Like she's balled up under
Because she
there.
just went head first up in there.
And I just looked, I just smiled for a second and kind of go, get your ass out from underneath this bed before I tase your ass. And next thing you know, she started.
That's exactly what it sounded like.
And I looked, and he was just sitting there eating his cereal with his one tooth.
No, he's like, oh, God. It's up now.
I'm like, shut up, dude. And you remember he kept on like.
Yeah, he was running his mouth.
Running his mouth after that.
Like, we couldn't do this. I'm like, dude, she's got a warrant. We can do this.
And we just got permission from your parents, too.
Yeah, and we got permission to be in here.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is not looking good for you.
So she comes crawling out. We put her in cuffs. And she's crying, oh, don't take me, don't take me. I'm like, whatever, dude.
Yeah, she tells us that the guy ends up saying the reason that he was
hiding her
was because she was pregnant and she didn't have anybody, and he was trying to do the right thing with her.
Right. So she's supposedly pregnant, right?
Yeah.
And she's sitting there crying, I'm pregnant. Oh, it's my baby. And he's like, oh. And so we get outside. And we tell the parents are, we kind of let them know what's going on. They're cool. The parents are cool with us the whole time.
Absolutely. Yeah, they were good.
We get in the car. We had an SUV. We rented an SUV.
Something like that, yeah.
And we put her in the back. And we were on the way. We get in there to leave.
Well, yeah, we finally leave. That guy's saying goodbye to her. We get her in, and we start to leave and go down the road. And we assure the parents, hey, this is where she's going to be.
Right.
If you want to rebond her out, if she'll get a bond. You can do that. Tell her where she's going to end up. Anyway, get down the road, and we're like, hey,
are you sure?
Are you really pregnant?
Yeah.
Are you just got a little pooch?
Right. And or is that meth coming out?
Is that methed up?
That's methed up, bro.
Anyway.
So she wouldn't be straight up honest with us in the SUV.
No, she's going to stick to that story for a bit. And then I said, well, you do know that when you go to the jail and you say that you're pregnant, they're going to give you a pregnancy test, right?
Right.
Because they have to treat you a little different in the jail. I guess she thought about it. She's like, well, I'm not. I wanted him to think that.
So she could have a place to stay.
Yeah. So she'd have a place to stay.
So we booked her in Charlotte.
That's the closest thing to inside North Carolina border. So
and
once you get in the borders of North Carolina, you can surrender to any jail.
Because when we're especially a woman, we get a woman. We don't want to transport her as long as we can. We want to get her to the closest.
Yeah, we got
jail.
cameras and everything. I mean, I don't want her saying anything.
Yeah, we don't trust nobody, so we record everything. So we throw her in. I think we throw her in. You know what I mean.
Get your pregnant ass in there.
Is that a baby or is that meth? I think it's meth. Give birth to a snaggletooth.
It's like skinny all over and a little gut. I mean, how do you do that?
I don't know. It's bloat. I guess from the drugs.
Yes.
I don't know. I've never done it.
Don't want to find out.
Me neither. So, didn't you get a call shortly thereafter about bonding her back out?
Oh, from the boyfriend?
They transferred her to Brunswick County.
Yeah.
Because the bond was out of Brunswick County.
Right. Yeah, and I guess they didn't realize that we were the ones that originally bonded her out. They just got online and started looking and called and wanted to see about bonding. And I'm like, this is the guy that
I know what we did.
What?
We sent them people to another bondsman that's not a bondsman no more.
Oh, did we?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we surely weren't going to rewrite that one. If we have to go through all that, you think I want to do it again?
I think that bondsman bonded her out, and I think she ran on her and had to pay.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not gonna say who it was, but
This is the same bondsman that we had to go to Georgia to get somebody and put them back, and they bonded that person out, and they had to go look for them.
no, it's a different one.
Oh, is it a different bondsman?
Yeah, this is different.
Oh, okay.
I'll tell you once the show's over.
Okay.
I'll tell you which one it is.
We'll be nice.
It's hilarious. Oh my Lord. Well, that was a story of Tiffany, Tiffany the Meth Head. But I'm really hoping.
She had a pretty smile, by the way.
Pretty.
Like wind chimes, It's just hanging on. It's gonna lose it any second. Right?
Oh, you're horrible. I'm really hoping we have a story here, a fresh story here for you soon.
Yeah, we're working on one. Been a couple times. Guy that we're looking for. He's a ghost.
Man, he is, man.
So we get a call. Didn't you get a call is it from an insurance company?
It's from a hunter for the insurance company out of New York that's they're trying to get remittance on this.
So the bondsman just up and
vanished.
Skip it and left him with this.
Left a lot of
liability.
Liability, yeah.
So there's nothing. All we get is a forfeiture, which a forfeiture contains the name, the date of the bond, when it's due, how much it's for. There's nothing else. It may have a last known address, which could have been years old,
but it doesn't have a picture.
No picture.
No picture.
No. So this is all they had, and we think he's in that area. Good luck.
Yeah.
What do you do with that? I mean, so we're getting closer. No, we're about a month behind him.
Yes. We started off a year behind him. Now we're a month behind him.
So we're gaining.
It takes,
It's going to be a good story.
You know what, Chad? I really hate the most part of about people who don't know what is involved.
Like the girl when we were at the Lowe's Hardware, they just kind of undermined us.
Yeah,
because we come in plain clothes. I mean, we don't always wear a vest and a badge because we want to blend. Right. We keep a badge under a shirt, when we got to go in certain situations, or if it's a bad situation, we got a badge and, it says bail agent and all that on us, But
when you're walking around trying to find somebody, the last thing you want to do is look like a cop so you can.
Right. So, it's kind of like PI and bondsman skills, But the girl at the place, she pretty much undermined, our authority for one, and, our significance for the other.
Yeah.
These are just some bondsmen that are here.
Oh, they're just bondsmen.
And the thing is, if it were you and, a crime had been committed against you, and let's say the defendant, the person who did it to you, they just up and vanished. So you never got them to court. Wouldn't you be a little pissed about that?
The lady said that it was her, it was their store policy that they could not assist even cops giving information out from their system.
Yeah, that's the story we told at a major lumber store.
Yeah. We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
And I said, well, hang on a second. I was like, you can't help cops. You're trying to look somebody with a warrant. You don't know what the warrant's for because we don't tell you all that because it's none of your business.
We show you all the information you need to know that it's legit.
Yeah, we'll give you evidence about it. And you're not going to help a cop because it's against store policy. To me, that's harboring.
Yeah. Well, that was that one individual. And then when the actual regional manager came over, who happened to be there that day, came over, and he was totally on board with helping us.
Come on, let's go look.
So everybody's not. It's stuff that we run into like that. But, we play a pretty significant role. Even though we don't wear a uniform, doesn't mean that we're not significant in the justice system,
I mean, we have more authority to arrest an individual. We have it on bond
than police do.
Than the police do.
Yeah, I've been to situations where went to a house, kicked the door in, went in, and the family came, and this was in the middle of the night, in the middle of nowhere too, and because all the family lived on the road, they came down, alarm went off, said, we're going to call the police. I said, get them down here.
Yeah, help us out.
Get them down here. And they came. The police came. The guy didn't know what to do. The officer didn't know what to do. He called his chief. Chief radioed back to him and said, you get everybody out of that house except the bondsman. They have all right to be there.
Booyah.
And so, yeah.
It also all depends on kind of where you're at. If you're in Charlotte, they're not like the cops are. They just, they kind of leave you alone. They don't want no part of it.
They got enough.
Yeah,
they got enough going on.
Yeah, they got
these major cities
left and right.
Yeah, a lot of these major cities, they don't really. I mean, they care what we do as long as we do things right. But
yeah,
they don't want us to get crazy.
Well,
anyhow,
Chad. Well, that was the story of Tiffany, man. That was another good capture. That was on us.
Mm-hmm,
she ran on us. That was ours. And man, knock on wood.
Yeah, we get this one knocked out. Hopefully, and we have a good story for that.
Man,
one.
I hope so, man.
Yeah.
Gosh, I'm ready, dude. We got to do a little bit more research when this podcast is over.
Right.
Take a look at it.
Yep.
All right,
Takes
guys.
time.
Well. We may be going. Have we made a decision on going to the conference?
Which one? I might be
NCBA?
going to Montana. I'm looking at going to Montana in the 17th to the 20th. Michelle, you're out there listening.
Hello.
I'm thinking about going.
Yeah.
And then we have the Greensboro one they want us to come and do a podcast there.
Yeah.
For the the NCBA, the North Carolina Bail Association.
Yeah, it's only a few hours up the road.
Yeah, that one would be a lot quicker. We might do that one too.
Yeah.
Anyway, making the rounds.
Yeah, man. So while we're up there, all you bondsmen that listen to us.
Yeah, man. Come by and say hey.
Chad might be bringing these shirts.
Oh, yeah. They asked us to bring some merch.
Hell yeah.
It says Off the Hook, but it's really more about coastal lifestyle.
Yeah.
Not so much bail.
You mean you got that sticker on the back of your truck? Salt Life.
Tell us about your salt life adventures. Inland guy.
I do not like. I absolutely hate them Salt Life stickers on the back of cars. I
hate the font. I'm a little bit of a font snob, and I hate it. Yeah, I know. It's just not. It's not legible, and I don't. It actually looks like something else to me when I glance at it. It doesn't look like salt. It looks like another word.
Like back home where I'm from, it's a couple hours up the road. You're a couple hours from the coast, but you don't live the salt life.
Right. You go 4 hours inland and you got a salt life on the back of your truck.
Yeah.
Okay.
I live 2 houses from it.
Hey, stick around for some hurricanes and then you'll see a little salt life.
Yeah. I've been at it for 25 years, man. I should have a salt life sticker on my truck, but I don't want
Nobody local has that.
Yeah, that's that. Right? Nobody. All right, guys. Well, we appreciate you tuning in again for another episode. But until then,
I'm Chad.
I'm Rob. We'll see you later.
Peace.
You've been listening to Off the Hook with Chad and Rob. We hope you've enjoyed the show. Make sure to like, rate, and review. And be sure to follow us for notifications for another exciting episode. But in the meantime, you can go to our website at www.offthehookbail.com to see more. So until next time, stay out of trouble, or it'll be you that needs to get off the hook. See you soon.